We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
It's
It's a good feeling.
Now what?
better off dead.
I woke up this morning and I was still here, so I'm alive.
It's a win. We are alive, live and alive. What am I doing? Looking for this live to make sure that I can hear myself.
And
Well, while you're looking, I'm going to look at this gorgeous fabric. This must be tulip pink. Must be a tulip pink staff. Huh?
It is. We got some new. Well, I will talk about that.
she's so excited.
You should look at the colors. How can you not get excited?
I know,
It's
they're
so
beautiful.
pretty. I know. They're awesome. We're live on Instagram as well.
I think so.
We'll pray. Take a moment. Pray to the internet gods that we're going strong. What's good?
That's good. Did you get your new internet stuff yet?
No, that's why I'm praying to the internet gods.
Okay. Moment of silence.
Yeah. Good morning, Pat. I bet we'll see you soon. Few people have jumped on, so before we'll let the people jump on before we start rocking. But where was your retreat?
It was in Lake Yale, and it was Lake Yale Baptist Conference Center. And it's about an hour and a half away. It was really nice.
Cool.
There were about 40 women there, 10 of which were from my particular group. The room was enormous, and everybody had a table that was at least 8 feet long. And then there were a few extra tables. So like you could use a table to lay out your whatever you're working on. They also had, the food was better than decent. I managed to eat every meal. No, but I wouldn't want to live on that all the time. But it was, it was fine. And it was a great opportunity. There's nothing like going and not having to feed the dog, feed your husband, do the laundry,
Exactly.
clean the house,
Clean the dishes.
clean the dishes.
Yeah, it's a retreat. It's a
It's a
vacation.
retreat. It is a vacation, and it was fun, and it was, it's an opportunity. Last year I went as well, and last year I actually finished things. This year I just made progress on a lot of things that I wanted to finish.
That's good though.
It is.
That's important, isn't it?
It is, and I can see the finish line in several pieces.
Nice.
So that was
That's
good.
awesome. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Linda, Martha, Barbara, the other Linda. We got a bunch of Lindas.
We have a lot of them. Just
All right. So speaking of retreats, people have asked pretty often, like, "Hey, are you going to do a retreat?" Well, we do our Tony. We had two or three of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
sleep in your own bed
have quite a
retreats, which are awesome. Now, if you don't live
well,
nearby, I get it.
Mhm.
That's not as awesome.
Mhm.
So, I don't know of a good place. And honestly, we've been moving so fast and so much is going on that we really haven't sat down and talked about it, and taken it serious about, renting a place. So I'm always asking about different spots. I know there's a few places that are fairly close. So
Mhm.
that's something that's probably definitely going to happen.
In
I
the
just
future.
don't know when. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it sounds awesome to
Mhm.
host a retreat.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it entails, like what my role would be other than,
Advertising.
advertising and renting a place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
pop-up shop.
Pop-up shop.
Absolutely.
So that
Which is really nice.
that could be fun. Also, people are like, well, what about doing a bus for the shop hop
Yes.
or a bus for a few things? And I was like, well, the only problem with that is we have to be here. So then I was like, why don't we just rent a bus randomly at some other point when there's not a shop hop going, and we'll create our own shop hop and we can go with you
Mhm.
That'd be fun.
and make a party. That could be fun.
That'd be
Right?
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds to me like people have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have planned my year.
Yes, they have.
Honestly, keep it coming. I love it.
Uh-huh.
That
It
just,
gives you lots of options and
Oh.
things you can do.
absolutely. I have love going and sewing with my friends. All right. Awesome. Love that. Good morning, Tammy, Betsy. All right, cool. So yeah, I love the idea of all that stuff. Like and share. Tony's giving me the thumbs up.
Uh-huh.
It works. It works. It works. It works. And I've seen people sharing it. I love that because then your friends see what you're doing?
Mhm.
And then they go, well, what's that about?
Mhm.
Who's that goofy dude?
Mhm.
Hey,
Who's
not
that
bad.
goofy
He's got somebody
dude?
next to him who knows what they're talking about. I'll tune in.
One day, Josh introduced me as the star of the show. And I know that that's not true because I went home and I was talking to my husband and I was telling him why I enjoyed doing this in the morning. And he said, oh, yeah, that Josh is really entertaining.
Oh, shucks. We make a good team. You know what I mean?
Have fun. That's
Yeah,
great.
guys
absolutely. Well, different dynamics too.
Mhm.
It's great. And different tastes. Like, I mean,
Absolutely,
you know,
that's
I
true.
mean, it's great. So,
But you're winning me over to your side.
we're bringing you to the dark. She was like, ooh, Tula. Like, she never said that.
No.
That's great. Good morning, Angelina from Omaha. Love it. All right, we'll jump in. So let's see. Look at the list. Shop Hop. I know those of you that already have the magazine and you're already planning on going are like, why are you still talking about it? Because not everybody sees us. Not everybody knows about it. So all those shares that you're doing are getting new people to listen to me yap about it. So we do have, there's like a stack left.
I have a handful.
A handful left of the Shop Hop magazine. So just in case you've been living under a rock and you have no idea what this is, the All Florida Shop Hop is March and April. It's 2 months long. There's 75 shops. And this is an awesome magazine. 7 patterns and honestly your own personal little map to the quilt shops that are currently open in Florida. Open and rocking. So this is a great magazine. This is your passport. If you have anyone under, what's the youth age? Is it under 18?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think it's because there's giveaways. There's a gambling rule or something in Florida. So if you're under 18, you can absolutely get your own passport. You just have to ask your local shop, and we can give it to you.
Yeah, the junior passport.
It's called the youth.
Mhm.
I think the youth passport always makes me think of my cousin Vinny. The 2 youths.
The
The 2 youths. You guys know that movie?
yes.
No,
That's
I
old.
wondered. I was like, I don't wonder if anybody's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's what
Half the time they don't. So anyway, we got a few left. If you want one and you can't get in here like today or tomorrow, call us. You can pay over the phone and we'll hang on to it for you. We'll even send it to you if you want to pay for a little bit of shipping. I think it's like $1 or something.
$5.
$5. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, I'm excited for this. It's coming very, very soon. We do have the fabric left, by the way. We got 2 bolts of the panels. So I know we have at least 1 bolt left, I think, right?
Mhm.
I know a lot of people have pre-ordered, but we still have fabric over there. So feel free to pre-order that as well. What else should we? We got a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The books.
Well, all the books and that. So what I'll do is I'll just mention the quilt show first.
There we go.
Get that out of the way. So AQS, talk about more things that are coming up, is, I screw this up every time, December. February 21st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Wednesday through Saturday. Thank you.
Next week, not this week, but next week.
Yeah, but because we are packing the U-Haul and then going to set up, our hours will be completely almost the same, but we're closing early every day. So from the 19th, right? Or is it just the 20th?
Just the 20th.
Just the
We'll be here all
20th.
day.
That's Tuesday. We'll be closing at 3:00.
That's all?
Yep.
Just open at the same
10
time.
to 3.
Mhm.
Yeah. And same and Saturday as well. So we are open. Be nice to the ladies. Christy and my wife have been nice enough to stay behind and take care of the shop. And a lot of people, what happens is they go to the quilt show and we're so busy that they're like, I see something I want. I know they have it at the shop. I live close by. This is crazy. I'm just going to go there and get it. And we'll give you the same quilt show pricing, the same deal if we have it here at the shop. So a lot of people stop by on their way home. And I remember we closed a couple of days and we heard a few harumps.
Harumps.
There's only so many of us, but honestly, we want to be available. So we've decided to stay open, but we do close at 3. Normally it's 5. We do close at 3. So I'm excited. We've got an entire AccuQuilt booth, and they have the entire AccuQuilt demo area. You went last year, right? Yeah. Okay. It's the dream setup. I mean, we hit the jackpot teaming up with AccuQuilt this one because it's a huge demo area, so people can come in and they can sit down and they can try the machines. They can ask the AccuQuilt educators questions, which is huge. And then, of course, right there, You don't have to walk around the shop, the show looking for the booth. We're right there.
Uh-huh.
So then you can get the best deal on AccuQuilt all year for the most part. I mean, it's quilt show pricing, as you guys know, is the time to purchase things you've been eyeballing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that. Also something, and I've never mentioned it because I'm just kind of learning about it. AccuQuilt has, I don't know if they purchased, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we have added June Taylor products to the mix. Yeah, are you familiar with June Taylor? A lot of the way I wrap my simple brain around it is it's kind of quilt as you go, where you make these products as you go. There's a template, you get a kit. The beauty of it with AccuQuilt is that, cool, you've got your template. Well, then you take your AccuQuilt die, you cut out the pieces, put it on the template, voila. So it's a good kind of combo. So we'll have a June Taylor expert in the booth doing the demonstrations as well.
Yeah.
So that's
Very exciting.
That's huge for us too, because then we get to learn. So I'm excited. And a
That'll be
lot
a
of
great
people
show.
know June Taylor.
Uh-huh.
So
She's been around a long time.
right. So just like AccuQuilt, been around a long time, but so many new people are finding out about it, and we're kind of revamping it, which is really exciting. And there's a bazillion people that jumped on. I didn't say good morning to, so good morning to all of you. I saw a couple of, see you in a few. Okay, and good morning, Dawn. See you in a few, Christy. So then we also have our Arrow and Kangaroo booth. So anybody looking for furniture, storage, cutting tables, chairs, the best chair in the sewing industry. I will fight you to the death on that one. I've tried them all. You guys probably know this, we always have the Arrow AccuQuilt booths. Pretty much at every show they'll let us take them. I'm just such a huge supporter and believer in the right setup for your home.
Absolutely.
You'll sew so much more. You'll be so much more productive. Your back will hurt less.
Making sure everything's kind of organized and where you can get to it easily.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference in how you sew.
And trying to shop for furniture online is almost impossible because you need to sit in it. You need to be in the space. And even in our store, which we've got some cabinets, you've got the machine on it, and there's a lot. It's kind of hard to picture it in your home when it's cluttered with stuff. And so it's really nice to see the layouts at the show. So I highly recommend you at least stop by the booth and just see what we have to offer.
Angelina has a question. Can you read it?
Yes, Angelina, what is the question?
Will you have an online show price for the AccuQuilt?
So we can't.
She's in Nebraska.
Yeah, Omaha. Well, just for you, Angelina. No, so we can't offer these. Like, I can't put it on my website. So what you can do is call us, and we will absolutely give you the show pricing over the phone.
Good answer.
Yeah, because
you can't you can't do your online.
You can't go to cutupandsew.com and get the same deal. Well, I don't think we're allowed to do it. But also that's logistically hurts my brain. So, but also, we always price match AccuQuilt.com. AccuQuilt got super smart, and everybody always, it's funny, they go to the booth and they're like looking at our price, and then they go on AccuQuilt.com. I'm like, I don't blame you. Good for you. AccuQuilt will not have a sale because there's the Daytona show, and then there's the Atlanta show, and then so all these shows are going on. So what they've been really smart about supporting the dealers, because they want the customers to go to your local dealer so you can get support, but also the best deals.
Awesome.
It's genius. It's brilliant. So it really is the best deal. So normally I'd say check AccuQuilt.com, find the sale, then call us and we'll give you the price. We'll match it. But so for the show price, and Angelina, I do know what the show pricing is, so feel free to call us anytime. If there's certain dies that you want and stuff. I think probably next week is when I don't know if I'm going to unveil it until actually at the show, but if you call me, I'll let you know.
All right. Personal attention. That's really nice.
That's it. I know. Well, think about it. You wake up, I don't know the time difference, but you're here all the time with us.
She is.
Yeah.
It's so far away. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's the least we can do.
She's an early riser for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Sandy. All right, and then of course we have the third booth is our Cut Up and Sew booth. We're bringing kits and we've got some really neat new samples to bring, which is cool. So we'll have some kits for those. We're bringing the yard cuts that we always bring of new fabric. We've got a lot of new fabric, especially if you haven't been in a while. What else are we?
Panels.
Panels. Yeah, lots of panel
I was
deals.
gonna say that.
We love our panels. Apparently I like panels a little too much. The wife's like, dude,
As you stand in front of one.
enough. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
enough with it. How can you say no to panels like that?
It's so cute.
That's the problem, is they're just getting so creative,
They're just so cute.
and the artwork and just the fabric these days, it's incredible. So
Mhm.
anyway, so we got the 3 booths, so come in and see us. We close at 3.
Here, but not at this show.
Not at the show.
Open till 5.
Show, it's 4 days. I always forget.
It's 5.
What?
It's open till 5.
Oh, the show?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think they even know that yet. But the show's 4 days long. It's a long show. It's great. But, all right. And then so in the shop, this is what we were talking about. We've got some new stuff that hopefully will make it to the quilt show. If it doesn't sell out, I don't know. We've got a bunch of them, but they are absolutely stunning. New Tula. I mean, it's colorways,
Right.
which I absolutely love. It's not a collection, right?
Right.
It's
a couple collections.
It's what?
There's a couple collections in there.
Yeah, it's a couple collections, and it's exactly how we display it on our walls.
Mhm.
We've got the old collection with the new collection, but it's all colorway because she's a color genius, and so everything that she does matches.
Mm-hmm.
So these are awesome.
Yeah,
15
they're
fat
great.
quarters, I think, in
Yeah,
there.
15. I just
15.
counted them.
Oh,
Just to make
thanks.
sure, and these are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just 2 different colorways.
Mhm.
And I know we
There you
got
go,
that here
perfect.
on, but can you see it all
Yep.
right?
Yep. Perfect.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. We also have some really cool new books in. Books have been something that have been, I just haven't taken any time to really look because there's so many different books out there. And what do you guys want? What will you actually purchase and read? And so we figured let's get some books that are more modern, something, and free motion quilting. Obviously, people have been asking about this. So we've got some new books, and I just wanted to share them with you guys. Tony actually put these up here, which is a great idea. This is the New Ways with Jelly Rolls. Oh, cool. 12 reversible modern jelly roll quilts.
The reversible. I missed that part.
How cool is that? Is it the camera picking it up right?
Tilt it differently. The glares from it.
Like this?
Oh, tilt away from the glare. Backwards. There you go.
Okay. I'm like, I can't see the.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And
And
then
if you're interested in free motion quilting, Angela
Walters.
Walters is just
Mhm.
like one of the premier free motion quilters, and she just does it. Her book is beautiful, and it's great if you're wanting some sort of guide to read while you're learning.
some people like videos, some people like books. What's wrong with doing both? The issue with the video is you have to watch it. You can't watch your hands and the thing. And so a lot of people like having a book or a manual next to them, and so they can kind of, and honestly, there may not be a video that has as much information as, actually, there's probably not. It'd be a long video, but it's also broken down, which is really nice in the steps. So this looked like, I haven't really gone all the way through it, but I was looking through it the other day just a little bit, and I was like, this is really good.
This is a great book.
So you're familiar with this one?
Mhm.
Oh,
I
good.
have that one because someday I'll
Ultimate Modern Quilt Block Collection. Woo, cool. Yeah, I mean, we love our 3-yard quilt books. We can't keep them in stock. We have 3-yard bundles because of that, and we'll never stop carrying those. But these are cool. Like, I love modern quilting or anything art quilt related. Just because it's a modern doesn't mean that it's difficult or that they're all super funky or whatever you want to think. But
yeah.
I like that it's something different. I
is.
think we're pushing the envelope and forcing people or encouraging people to think outside of the box and get out of their comfort zone. So
And
cool.
this one has traditional blocks
one
as
you
well
like?
as
Look at the color wheel on the front
modern.
page. Open it up.
And if you're into doing panels, it's nice to have a book with blocks in it, so you have some
That's really
options
cool.
of how to surround your pattern or your panel.
Yeah. Good morning, Cut Up. Hey, Shirley. I love that. Morning, Pam. Denise, you do not need to apologize for being late. You're right on time. We just talked about the shop hop and the quilt show and some new books and new fat quarter bundles. Are those fat quarters? Yeah, fat quarter bundles.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You know what? Let's do the fabric first.
Okay.
So you want to turn that camera on? I feel like that one works pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. Perfect.
Josh has allowed his inner child to come out and play with fabric.
Well, yeah. So we've had a lot of novelty kids fabric. For a while there, it got kind of stagnant. It wasn't moving. So I kind of held off getting so much in. We still have a bunch, don't get me wrong. But then I saw this one with monsters, and I'm a sucker for monsters. And it's so stinking cute. So are you on both cameras or just this one?
Or on both of them.
Okay, so this is the panel that goes with the coordinates. I always want to say complimentary. And I mean, come on. Look at this guy. The artwork, so that's my big thing with novelty or kids fabric. For me, the drawings just have to be good. And these are awesome. And then it's just the colors are just so fun. So hopefully you guys can see this. Cool. I mean, look at these goofy dudes or dudettes.
I'm gonna
And
change
there's
it.
a couple different colorways. Actually, it's non-directional. I don't know why I just flipped it around.
Yeah, this one's just a toss,
Yeah, it is.
as is this one.
And this is nice.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And I didn't grab all of them. There's another colorway of that as well.
Because it matches the background of the panel.
And then this is a cool border print. Yeah. And there's that one. Actually, it's nice because it's so busy. You need something to.
I love this crowd of monsters.
Isn't that great?
That one's really fun.
In the eyeballs.
Mhm.
The crowd of monsters is really fun. They're just really good monsters. Like Monsters Inc. is fantastic, and we had a couple bolts, but that's so specific to if you watched the movie.
Right.
And licensed stuff, I don't really get behind too much. But these guys are cute. So that's just one of the lines we wanted to show because it's a little different than, and you even said, well, this is different because we don't usually show
Yeah.
novelty or kid stuff.
But it's very fun.
It is fun.
So if you're making quilts for little kids and your grandchildren, or for making pillowcases or quilts for Linus and all those things, great fabric for that. Very fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Okay, Tony threw this up here because we have talked about it. We did it on Study Hall, which if you don't know what Study Hall is, every Saturday at 9 a.m. we talk completely about nothing but classes
And events.
and events. We focus on the education side of Cut Up and Sew. So this is the reversible tote, and apparently there are 2 spots that opened up for this. Is that what it is? There's 2 spots left. It's tied together, but you can see it's reversible, hopefully. Christy is teaching this. She's an awesome teacher. If you have not taken a class with her, I highly encourage you take advantage of that.
It's
And this-
tomorrow.
it is tomorrow. So sign up today. You got two spots left. It's cute. I love that fabric too. And this is not a
It doesn't look
skill level.
It's a beginner.
It's a beginner.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks pretty easy. Well, not as difficult as it could.
No, and I love that it's reversible. And then we're just friendly reminder here. We love, and we talked about this probably at length at Study Hall, but the Riley Blake door banner, we're not doing a block of the month. We're doing them individually. So you can just do one, but it's 12 months, 12 different themes, holiday themed or seasonal. And we're starting with the Easter. And there are a few of these left. There are only 12. So once they're gone, we cannot get them again. You sign up. Basically, the class price is for the kit, which this is an awesome tote. I'll just show them.
Do
real
they
quick
all
because it's
come
so
in
nice.
that box?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The packaging is incredible, and it's got a magnet.
What?
I mean, that's worth it just alone.
I almost reconsidered.
I know. Riley Blake's awesome with marketing and their packaging.
Tony,
I'm not gonna figure that out. And this is the sample that Christy did. So it's applique. So you'll get
Basics.
it's a hands-on, but it's not. You're not going to complete the entire banner in class. So you're going to learn the techniques and then be sent on your way to complete it.
And this is machine applique. You don't have to hand stitch it.
Yep. And the last thing I think that I'm going to talk about, because everything's gone, We're doing another one.
Oh my
Genomi's doing
goodness.
another one. I know. Boy, I think the first one went so well that they just said, we'll just keep doing them. I hope they never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Why, it's another giveaway. And this is the 6650.
Oh, 66.
I knew we were off by
Yeah,
a number
by
last time.
Yeah.
Awesome machine. We carry the 6700 in the shop. So if you want to see one of these, feel free to come in and check it out. It is a bad mamma jamma. This machine is fast. It's strong. It's awesome. And so all you have to do is come in, scan that QR code, and it'll give you a little prompt. You put your information in, and you're registered.
Yeah, it looks like it has a big space here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a large throat space. It's fast. It was their biggest, strongest machine before the M7 came out.
Really? And it's a giveaway.
I know. They went pretty big. So it started off with the Loft, which was Sam, congratulations.
Mhm.
Awesome. And there's a lot of shops that are doing this. I mean, it's
Mhm.
across the country. So the fact that one of our very own won it gives me hope that we can win again.
We can do it again. That'd be
We
fun.
can.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this. Speaking of Genomi, by the way, red tag sale. You've probably seen me post it all over the Facebook and possibly in your email. They have some killer promotions going on right now. So some synchrony financing and stuff. That's great. Baby Lock does as well, but I'm holding a Genomi sign, so I figured I'd mention that first. We love both brands equally.
Mhm.
That's it. All right, show's over.
No, it's not. It's
For me.
Joanne's
I'm gonna
turn.
stop talking now. Technically, the show's starting.
That's right.
Did I
No, but
miss
just
anybody?
remember that Josh is so entertaining.
I want to win that. Amanda, you can. All you got to do is stop in, scan the code. Riley Blake boxes are great.
They are. They do the greatest job in
Kit making, yeah.
making kids.
Okay, fantastic. No questions. I just saw some comments. Awesome. The floor is yours.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about going through all those quilts that you have tucked away in a closet or in a drawer or a bag that's not done. And you're kind of trying to figure out what to do with them or whether you should get rid of them or keep them. I'm figuring at this point, you've figured out what you'd like to work on and you've kind of pared things down. And just remembering that the shop here is sponsoring the getting your quilts complete. And Tony can tell you more about that and how you sign up for that and everything. But it's a great opportunity to be encouraged to get things done. And so every year at the beginning of the year, I kind of go through all that stuff and try and figure out what I want to finish that year that's sitting around haunting me. So this is one of the things that this box contains, one of the things that I decided I wanted to finish. And it was a quilt that I started a little over 3 years ago. It was a Bonnie Hunter mystery quilt that went over the Christmas season. And I never finished it. And so I did, but I liked it. So I decided I need to finish it. So I pulled it out. And so these are some of the things that you want to look for when you're making that final decision of whether you want to finish your quilt. So in the box, it was a download. So my pattern is in this folder, and I have the whole pattern. So if I need it, I can always refer to it. So it's good to have your pattern, and so you're not trying to guess at what you've got. When I opened it, I had some white fabric and some gray fabric. And I had a bunch of whites, 2.5-inch squares, and some 9 patches, and some flying geese that have,
So small.
Sorry, I was just looking at the same
that
thing.
have not been trimmed yet.
How small that is.
3 inches.
I know why I wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah. And I had about 20 blocks that look like this.
Wow.
And a few pieces in each one of those blocks. And so I went through all of them, and the first thing I did was evaluate them for the quality that they were and whether I really wanted to continue with this. And I noticed 3 things. The first thing was that one of the half square triangles was turned in the wrong direction, so I fixed it. And so then I had the 20 blocks all ready. Then the next thing I noticed was that, truth be told, I don't really care for the colors. I would do the colors differently if I were going to do it again. And the other thing is that when I made this, I wasn't quite as precise as I try to be now. And so there's a lot of points that don't quite match. And so, but in spite of those things, so those were kind of the downsides of the quilt that I saw. But in spite of those things, I decided I still like the quilt. It's for me. It's not going to go to a show. I'm not giving it away. It's just for me. Once it's quilted, you're not going to notice any of those problems, and the colors will be fine. So I had these 20 blocks. Then I had the flying geese. And what happened was, in Bonnie Hunter's original pattern, she had a 3-inch sashing going down the side and around each one of these. And I didn't like her sashing. It was strip pieced and I didn't care for it. And I decided I was going to do flying geese. I was going to make the design with the quilt with the block and then flying geese on each side and on the bottom.
You on this camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's where I stopped. You know, I got some of those strips done, but I kind of stopped there. And the other day I was working on this, kind of trying to figure out what to do with it. And I decided I would figure out how many flying geese there were. And there were 376, which is why I think I stopped. But I think I can power through that now. Because
you got a lot done though.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So I've decided that the quilt is worth finishing. I don't have to buy anything, so there's not going to be any financial investment in this, which is good, but there's going to be a lot of time investment. So, and I'm okay with that because I like the quilt enough to put the time in and make all those flying geese. And so the other thing I had was a bunch of leftover half square triangles, which I'll probably, Bonnie Hunter's quilt was very big. I knew I didn't want it that big. So I decided to cut it down, and I'll probably use these in a border. And then I had these strips, these little red strips. So this weekend, I took it all out and I started working on it and started laying it out. And this is what I came up with. Still has 125 flying geese left to make.
Oh,
Well, you're halfway done then.
Yeah.
holy cow.
So this is the quilt as it stands.
Oh, it's beautiful. Looks like sunflowers.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful.
So anyway, this was it. It's a little on the busy side. I know some of you find that a little overwhelming. But
That's a Bonnie Hunter.
it's a Bonnie Hunter, and that's what she does.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm liking it. I'm liking how it's turning out, and I'm motivated at this point to finish it. And
It's
I
really
managed to make enough progress at the retreat I went to this weekend to get it to where I can see a finish line inside. And that motivates me to finish it.
How much bigger are you going?
The blocks will be 4 across and 5 down.
Oh, so you're almost there.
Okay, that's not bad. So
Yeah.
you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more rows.
Mhm. So it's not that far from being done.
Beautiful.
Yeah, even if you didn't have this done, you know, if I had cut all of those, I would almost just force myself to use them for something.
Right.
Oh, the half square triangle.
Well, yeah, I mean, just everything that you're talking about before, you know, if you're revisiting something, and
Mhm.
you've done all the cutting and you started, maybe if you only had one block, but you've got all these pieces, you know, don't just scrap them, you know, I mean, I think it's smart the way you're going, well, I can use that for a different quilt for a border or for this one. I don't know what you
I'll use it on this one.
on this one.
Yeah, these are not the colors.
No, well, true.
So now I have I put in the box because one of the things that happened was that I was going to trim. I had all these flying geese that were not trimmed yet, and I kept forgetting to. I liked the block for trimming, and I kept forgetting it whenever I took this somewhere. So I never trimmed the flying geese, and so now I have the block in the box.
Smart.
Black block in the box.
Block in the box. So now I'm all set to keep going with this quilt and finish it. And this will be on my list of things that are done this year.
Nice.
I'm excited.
So one thing you had mentioned at the very beginning, and we probably talked about this. You were saying, you know, some of the points weren't as perfect as I like them.
Mhm.
We're all our own worst critic, right?
Mhm.
That's what we say all the time. I wouldn't let that deter you from moving on and finishing something.
No, Never. And
Right.
There's the old saying, if you can't see it 20 feet away on a galloping horse, then don't worry about it.
6 feet.
6 feet. I like
But
the
still,
20
the horse
feet
is
better.
moving.
That's right.
I like the 20 feet. And it's what you're content with. I don't want to be the quilt police and tell you, oh, you need to take that apart because it's not coming together. That's just wrong. And if
And no need for you to point it out to someone else either when you're showing.
exactly. I notice I told you they were there, but I did not show them to you.
That's smart. Yeah. No, and that's just part of learning. Like I have the first collage quilt I ever did,
Mhm.
and I can't. A part of me wants to like finish it and make it better, but then no, for me it's a learning thing. So
Mhm.
now I do talk about it as see the mistakes
Mhm.
because I learned from this. So,
Yeah.
You know,
And I think as an educator, I keep my quilts that there's things wrong with them, whether it's a collage quilt or whether it's a piece quilt or applicator. But if there's something wrong with it, I keep it and I show it, and I'll show students, and I'll say, this is what I did here, and this is what I see is wrong. The color matching wasn't good here, or I did such and such to it. And so it's good to keep those things it's good to be able to look back on them and see where you were and where you come from.
how far you come.
Right,
Absolutely.
exactly.
It's 20 years later and your corners still aren't matching.
Something's
Take a
not-
class.
That's right.
Take a class.
That's what we're here for you.
Good point.
Good morning, Amber. Hi, Rosalind. Yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
I think so many people have, well, I think every quilter or,
Crafter.
crafter have projects that they've
Mhm.
started and they sit in a box. I've got paintings that were
No.
5 years old and I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, I forgot about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to the garage. I was going to paint with my son. Well, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I used the canvas. I ended up, or another one I
That's
actually
right.
added on to. So,
Uh-huh.
but it's interesting. We all have it. So finding the motivation. That's why I love the CEO Club.
Mhm.
It holds you accountable,
Mhm.
but like in a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing happens if you don't do it. But
Yeah.
we give ourselves personal goals.
Mhm.
I love that.
And some of those things, when you look at those quilts that maybe you haven't finished or they're stuck in a box somewhere, when you look at them, they don't have to be what they started out. Maybe you've made some of the things and you just don't want to make anymore, but maybe the things that you've made will make a nice tote bag, or maybe they'll make a nice pillow, or maybe they'll make a nice go well on a jacket that you're making. There's all kinds of things that you can do with what you've got to get them used but not make the original.
Right. Or a nice donation for Project Linus.
Right.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Or any other charity that you choose to, finish it. I agree. Just don't keep it. It
Mhm.
doesn't do any good sitting
Yeah.
in a drawer.
When it
collecting
sits in a
dust.
drawer, it does two things. It takes up space in your sewing room, it takes up space in your brain. And that's the part I don't like,
Mhm.
even more than the space in the sewing room. I don't like thinking about it and knowing, it kind of hangs over your head and like,
Mhm.
oh, I need to work on that. I really liked it or whatever.
That's good. I like that.
Mhm.
Needs to be on a T-shirt. Clean sewing space, clean brain. So we got to work on it. But there's got to be a cute catchphrase that could work on a shirt or a bumper sticker.
Clean up your sewing space, clean up your brain.
I like it. Trademark. Don't take it. I like that. That's good. So you're going to finish that,
Mhm.
and then what's your plan? Have you gotten that far? Do you know what you're going to do with it?
I have
Oh my!
I have one of those quilt ladders,
Oh,
and my whole thing is that I want to be able to have seasonal quilts, so that this will go in the fall seasonal
Oh,
quilt.
makes total sense.
Makes
to me.
total sense. Yep.
That's decoration. I mean,
That's right.
that's every little piece of quilt, whatever you want to call whatever I do, is with the idea of going, I'm going to hang it on the wall.
Right. Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? To look at it.
Yeah, because I want to
That's
see
the only
it.
purpose. Yeah.
When I started quilting, I lived in Southern California, and there is a big art show in Laguna Beach, I think, or Newport, one of the two. And it's every year. It's the Sawdust Festival, and has all these wonderful artists bring their paintings and they're selling them. And I always wanted to buy beautiful artwork, but I couldn't afford it. So I started quilting, and that became my artwork. And
Perfect.
Make your own beautiful
That's
artwork.
right.
That's right. And so that's why a lot of my quilts rarely, they don't make it onto a bed, they make it where I can see it.
And the sad thing is these gorgeous quilts, which took, if not more, the same amount of time as a $5,000 piece of, oil painting,
Yeah.
won't sell for that. It's very difficult because people, I don't think they understand the
The value.
construction and what it's made.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's very true.
I love it. That it?
That's all I got.
One thing before we jump off, I want to offer garment classes and I want you all to take them. I can't figure out how to do it. We've got access to an amazing educator. She comes in from out of town, not too far, and she can offer classes like alterations, beginner, what were the options? Pants and top shirts. We have so many people who talk about garment sewing. We had an entire selection. They weren't amazing, I get it, but there was a bunch of knits, like solid colors. They just didn't move. And we've had a few classes, but we're also at a different place now. We've had so many new people coming and finding us and moving to Palm Coast or the surrounding areas. So just putting out the feelers, and I'm not going to sit around while we have a conversation here, but do you guys want garment classes? How many people would take a garment class? And if so, is there a specific something that you're looking for? Alterations, to me, I'm like, that class would fill up in a day in my mind. But
Making
maybe
your own
I'm wrong.
patterns is the other one.
Making your own patterns. That's
one
right.
I would like to take.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff. So my I guess, ask is that in the comments, or if you watch this later, call us next time you're in the store. Just have a conversation or tell us what kind of if you want garment sewing, what it is you're looking for.
Look at Jody's response.
How about quilted jacket class in October when I'm there?
Oh, that's a great idea. Using a
Quilted.
sweatshirt? Did you want to use a sweatshirt? Because I've got the sweatshirt already cut out. No idea what to do with it.
There you go. So I've seen those quilted jackets,
Amazing.
and they were super popular. I assume maybe they still are.
Yeah.
Well, you got the sneakers coming too.
Oh, I don't want to say that.
Okay,
because
we're not
we don't
gonna say
have it
that.
locked in yet. But oh man, imagine I'll just say this making shoes,
Quilted
Yeah.
sneakers.
quilted sneakers. Come on, and how much would you pay? That's the one issue I think is it's a fairly expensive class because of the kit that you have to get
Mhm.
because you're not going to make the soles of
Right.
your shoes. So
That's really
Um,
interesting.
oh well, whatever. We're talking about how many. Also in the comments, how many people want to make their own quilted sneaker? I do. You all can have the jackets. I live in Florida, but quilted sneakers, bring it on.
I would love to have a class, and I say this that I don't know that I'd
Janice.
actually take it, but I would love to have a class. I would like to have a pattern for a shirt that buttons down the front, has a little curve here, and it's about 3/4 length sleeve and a collar. And I would make like 50 of those
Okay.
in my mind.
And your
In your mind. She'd make them in her mind.
Wendy says no garments for me, and you're not alone, Wendy. I get it. Some people, people used to make clothing because it was less expensive.
Right.
Now it's more
Cost effective.
expensive. But now, think for me, I'm like, man. And I tried garment sewing, and if I cut some corners, I'd be good with it. I don't like pinning. I don't like measuring.
I don't like ironing.
like ironing. Like everything that you have to do to make a piece of clothing fit
Yeah.
you, I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But to be able to wear a unique pair of shorts,
Mhm.
I'm game.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna figure that one out because
I
that's
can see that.
yeah, all that fabric. Like I would totally wear a pair of shorts with some monsters on it or some tulip, all day.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheaper than you can buy it, but the
Unique.
reason why I
It's
want
unique.
the shirt is because I want the shirt that I want to wear. I don't want what Target or Talbot's or whoever I'm shopping at. I don't want what they want me to wear. I want what I want.
Yet no one else will have that article of clothing.
Mhm.
That's cool to me.
Mhm.
In fact, the young generation, they come in, they're like, these quilts are awesome. I don't want to do that. They're going to Goodwill, they're chopping up some shirts or pants and they're making them their own,
Mhm.
which is awesome. It's kind of coming full circle. If you notice that. But they're being savvy about it.
Yeah.
They're not spending buku dollars.
Mhm.
But, so it's
Yet.
cool. Anyway, I see that they're okay. Yes to the shirt. Yes to, okay, awesome. And Janice, I saw that shoes for sure. I think shoes would be easy to fill up. It'd be a little bit pricier than I think most people would picture a class to
And it'd be a 2-day workshop.
a 2-day workshop.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's in the works. Garment sewing. I hear you. Enough people just responded just on this, but I mean, we're going to give it a go. Worst case scenario, like last year, if not enough people sign up, unfortunately, we have to cancel it. But
Yeah.
I have faith.
I think you can do
I
it.
think we can do it.
Our classes are all
Make it
full for the next 2
1
months,
Oh,
Classes are filling up now, way different than even last year.
even 6 months
So-
ago. Yeah.
New game.
That's
All right,
awesome.
awesome. Well, then garment class is coming soon. Shoe class coming soon, hopefully. Quilted jacket. I'm sure we can do that.
I think so. That'd be fun.
Why not?
I will.
Quilted shorts. I'd
No,
wear those.
those would be hot.
Yeah, winter shorts.
But you're talking about a jacket. Shorts would be less hot than a jacket.
Well, yeah, I just like the jacket. Well, it's
Just
cold
like
in the.
jacket. All right.
And they
all
have
right.
quilts.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, we done?
The
I think
shoe
we're done.
thing is growing.
Is it?
Yes.
I'll show you. Show her a picture.
You know,
of them.
I
You'll
actually
get it. They're
saw a
cool.
picture. I saw them last night. I was,
You can make them
Browsing.
low, mid, or high tops.
good.
Awesome,
that'd
Linda.
be fun.
All right.
All right.
Then we're done. Have an amazing week. We will see you, if not before, at least in Daytona.
You're gonna do this next week. You gonna quilt time next week.
Next week is going to be tricky, but we will at least jump on. No, we'll do it next
Yeah,
week.
we should do it.
It's Monday. Yeah, we'll be back next week. It's the week before we leave for the show. So
Yeah.
we'll see you next week, if not sooner. Live to create.
Enjoy the journey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good week.